Hello, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Awuraama Dadson, and it's nice to meet you. So, I have actually been contemplating starting this channel for the longest time. I always wanted to start a YouTube channel because I feel like I have a lot to talk about, I have a lot to share, but I just couldn't get past the feeling of being scared to be that visible. You see, like putting my face out there, attaching myself to the stuff I plan to put out there. It's easier to just post quotes that you resonate with. It's easier to post something that somebody has tweeted that you find aligning. It's way easier to do that. It's a little difficult to put your face behind the camera to speak and just put it out there for anybody to find. But I decided to go for it because this is something I've always wanted to do. It's something I really, really want to do. So I decided, what's the worst that could happen? The upsides outweigh the downsides. So here it is. I'm going for it. So a little about myself. I am very ambitious. I am personal development driven. I look forward to improving myself every single day. I look for ways I can get better at the things I'm doing and how I can incorporate better and new habits into my life. That's just something I'm really passionate about. And if I could describe myself in three words, just three, I would choose consistent. Yeah, consistent. I choose consistent over achieving because I love achieving stuff. I'm always making something a milestone to reach. I'm always doing something that'll give me the feeling of achievement. So I'll say overachieving and high value because I'm always looking for ways to add value to myself, to develop the the skills that are already there, develop the stuff I already have that make me and that make me valuable. So yeah, three words: high value, consistent, and overachieving. So this channel is about me documenting my personal development journey. I wanted to start after I had gotten to a particular milestone that could get reactions like, oh, I used to make 4 figures, now I make 7 figures, or a milestone like I used to be, I don't know, like any of those big milestones, right? Like moving from level A to level S, right? But then I realized that moving from level A to level B is just as inspiring and worth documenting as moving from level A to level S. Any milestone, so long as there's been an improvement, no matter how tiny the percentage, it deserves to be recognized, it deserves to be documented. And then this realization just hits me, and I decided, I'm going to go for it. So here I am, sharing my personal development journey. So I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be, not even close. But I'm actively working at it every single day. And I want to take you along with me. Because if growth is something that resonates with you, growing in ways, and then you want somebody who is in your shoes, somebody who is where you are and doing it actively to take you along, then here I am. So yeah, that's what this channel is about, and I'm going to tell you why I started my personal development journey. To be frank, when I began, I didn't even know what I was doing was personal development. In 2024, late 2024, I just had a series of unfortunate events. Like things in my life were just not adding up. All the areas in my life, there was nothing happening anywhere that I loved, that I woke up feeling excited about. I woke up and I was anxious. I was sad about a lot of things. I was forcing things that were not aligning. I was trying to control everything. I was micromanaging everything. And I knew how to manifest, right? So that didn't help my situation at all. Like I know that this is what I want. So I'm going to do everything I can to manifest this into my reality. And because we have the power to manifest, they always manifested, right? But then it wasn't aligned, so it manifested and I wasn't happy. I was just a very, very unhappy girl, honestly. I can't even lie. I was very unhappy and I wanted to change something. I didn't like how my finances were. I didn't like how my relationships were. I didn't like how I looked appearance wise. I didn't like so many things, and I just wanted a change, right? But there was nothing pushing me. There was no driving force that was effecting that change. You see, so a lot of things just kept falling apart, and my relationship ended. I was so depressed. I was so sad. It felt like everything is just ending anyway. So, I mean, I expected this to end too. It was just a really traumatic experience for me. So, yeah, I was just there one day after work. I closed from work. I was coming back home. I was doing national service by then, by the way. I was coming back home, and then it just hits me that, Ira, what are you doing with your life? What are you living for? What are you working towards? And the answer was nothing. So that very day, I go home and I decided, you know what? I am going to change that. I opened my notes app on my phone and I put down certain things I thought I wanted. One of them was joining the Ghana Institute of Engineers. I'm a graduate of chemical engineering from KNUST. So my boss back then, when I was in national service, was telling me how the engineers in Ghana don't join the Ghana Institute of Engineers, and there aren't a lot of lady engineers in there, so I should join, So I decided, this is a way because I added it to the list of things I wanted. I added it, and then I figured, what else can I do? What else can I learn? And I decided, let me learn a language. So I picked French because I'm fairly good at French. All the times I learned French in school, I was fairly good at it. So I decided, let me just add French. I added French to the list. And then next I decided I want to learn how to drive. I added driving to the list. Like I was just adding stuff that I wanted to do. And then I added reading because I hated to read. I hated to read. I would see a passage of words and I'm like, oh my god, what are all these words? What are these? Give me something to calculate. I just hated to read back then. But then I realized if I wanted to change my life, it would involve me getting to know a lot. And then I could get that from reading. So it was a habit I was sure I wanted to instill in myself. So I wrote down that tiny curated list. I just started somewhere. It was in February, by the way. I just started. I just had this energy to do something different, to live for something, to work towards something. So yeah, I just went on with that. So I began. And trust me, it was difficult. It was difficult moving from never reading, always binge watching Netflix to picking a book and reading. And then I decided I didn't want to read fiction because I love to watch movies. So what's the point of reading a fiction book when I can just watch a movie, right? So I decided if I was going to read something, it was going to be purely for educational purposes only. I went on TikTok. I searched for certain books I can read, self-help books, right? Because I wasn't help myself, I needed the help, honestly. So I looked up recommendations and I found many. I added them to my list and I decided, you know what, I'm going to start. But to begin, I wanted to build the habit first. So my very first book was a fiction book, The Alchemist. But it wasn't fiction like a love story or something. I mean, there was some love in there, but it wasn't a love story. It was a story about determination and being motivated and persevering for your goals and all of that. So I decided, let me just read this book. That was my very first book, and if I tell you I was in love, I loved the book. I woke up excited to read the book, which was shocking to me because I didn't like to read. So learning the habits with that book, picking up the habits with that book was life changing because after I was done with the book, I felt this level, this sense of fulfillment. And I just said, you know what? Next book, we're up, we're up, we're up. So I went on to the next book. I just kept reading and now it's a habit. So that was one of the things I changed. I started to read. And for the French, right? The French, I began learning French. It just wasn't challenging, I just wasn't feeling it. So I decided, you know what, let me move from French to a high value skill. But but this video is not about the goals I worked on last year. That's a story for another day. That's a video I'll do a whole video on that, and I will talk about that in another video. This video is just to introduce my personal development journey and what I started to do even before I knew it was personal development. I just kept seeing my TikTok algorithm started shifting. the more I was interested in reading self-help books and listening to people talk about things that help them grow and develop and all of that. So with my algorithm shifting, that's how come I got to know that this thing I was doing, this journey I was on, this wanting more for myself, was called a personal development journey. And then I started becoming more intentional. So 2024 taught me a lot. And in 2025 February, I began my personal development journey. And we're in 2026 now, and I've learned so much. My life has transformed in so many ways. I wake up and I'm not anxious. I wake up and I'm not sad. I wake up and I'm excited for what the day holds. I wake up and I cannot wait to work on all the things I've already begun working on. It's great over here on the other side of personal development. It's amazing. It's great over here. So I've decided to document that, because in case there is somebody out there who wants to go on this journey with me, who loves to grow as much as I do, I'm here for it. So in as much as this video was just to introduce myself and introduce what this channel is about, I want to drop a little nugget of wisdom in here. Trials, right? Let's talk about trials. I strongly, emphasis on strongly, believe that God designs trials for us because He's certain that the version of you that currently exists cannot reach the highs He's planned for you, cannot reach it, cannot sustain it when you reach that high. So God designs these trials for you. He puts you through a series of unfortunate events. And they are unfortunate, they're bad to you, right? But God has designed them such that when you walk through it, you come out on the other side refined, ready to live in that reality He has created for you, ready to live on the other side and be able to sustain all the goodness that exists in that reality. All I'm saying is, in the words of my favorite speaker, Marion Golden, you have to go through the fire to get to the promise. You have to go through the valley to get to the mountain. So this is the analogy he uses that I love very much. He said there is something called say there are two mountains, right? In between two mountains there's a valley. If you want to move from the first mountain to the second mountain, you have to go through the valley. There are no helicopters here, please. You have to go through the valley. So he uses this analogy that the very first mountain you're standing on is great over there. I won't say great. It's good. It's good over there. It's called Mount Just Enough. You're standing on Mount Just Enough. You have just enough joy, just enough peace, just enough love, just enough happiness. You have all of that. It's just enough. Full stop. But God wants you to live on Mount More Than Enough. And you're like, okay, God, I'm ready to go to Mount More Than Enough. I'm so ready. Please take me there now. And God is like, no, I don't just lift you from Mount Just Enough to Mount More Than Enough. You have to go through the valley. And you're like, okay, fine. I'll do it. And God knows very well that what's in the valley is harder to experience. It's harder to go through that Mount Just Enough. But He wants you to bear in mind as you're going through the valley that's on Mount More Than Enough, you're going to forget every pain you went through in the valley. Even if you do remember, you would look down at it with gratitude, with pride that you went through it. So all I'm saying is, you have to move from Mount Just Enough. You have to go through the trials in the valley and get to Mount More Than Enough. That is the only reason why God gives us trials, because He believes that the trials make you stronger, pushing you out of your comfort zone into difficult times, into scary terrains, make you stronger. They open doors for you. They give you mindset shifts you didn't even know you could have before. They show you things in a way you didn't even think existed before. So that's what the trials are for. And I'm speaking on this because 2024 was a trying year for me. Late 2024, early 2025, I was going through it like hell. Pardon my words. But I was going through it. In 2024, I was going through it. It was serious. And I had no idea that I would come out on the other side, refined, better, with new mindset shifts I didn't even know existed before, seeing the world in a different way. And I'm here to share all of that with you. That's the reason why I began this channel, because I feel like I've learned a lot on my journey, and I'm here to share all of that with you. So if this resonated with you, I think you should want to stick around. So that's all for today. Consider this video my application to be your new favorite mindset shifter. I want to help you see things in a different light you didn't even think was possible before, because I've done this. I've done it for a year, and I'm not saying I have all the answers. No, I'm still learning. I'm still getting better every single day, but I feel like I have a lot of information under my belt now that I'm ready to share with the world. I'm ready to tell people about, because it's great on this side. It's lovely to wake up with no anxiety, with no fear, feeling like whether I see it or not, every single thing is working out for my good. It's lovely on the side. So yeah, this is my application. This is my official submission to be your new favorite mindset shifter. So yeah, stick around. Stick around if this resonated with you. Stick around if you're interested in growth. Stick around if you're as ambitious as I am. I mean, just stick around if you like my face. Just stick around. Okay, it's nice to have you here. You're welcome to Awuraama Dadson, The Becoming. I'm glad you're here. Bye. See you.